Hello everyone, it is March 15, 2024. Hello Linty and Alicia and Andrew and Rage Against the Machine and Phil Strange, Mike Loved. Hi, Sherry Hughes, as always, thank you very much. And T. Lamb, thank you very much. Donald Beretta and Super Dave 44 and Shauna Howard and Patricia White and Silent Walk. Barb in Ohio. Hello. Barb in Ohio, are you anywhere close to the areas that got hit by fatal tornadoes? Bluesman, Sunny Fornier. Hi. Cambodia is beautiful. Good. Kelly Kibo, Ray Clay, Gypsy Star Girl, Rick Yerk, and Step Down, and Julia Sugarbaker. Hi. Jane Northrup. Hello. So, yeah. Life is a very strange thing, and I have been experiencing strangeness. I don't know. All day I've been thinking about Jamie Lee. All day I've been a plain truth. Everything that he did. Everything that he did. And he did it selflessly. I don't even, I think I'm still stunned, and I'm not sure how to process this information. But I was talking to a subscriber earlier, and, you know, she basically said that too much has gone on with me, way too much loss. Certainly what's happening to us collectively as I see it, and I don't know what. I finally summed up what she was saying to me as, I'm shut down. I just feel so shut down now, and I don't like it. I don't like it. You know, I've posted on others, you know, Mike Morales and so many others, that Rosa Corey, and I didn't know, I wanted to post on Jamie, my Never Lose Truth channel, and I literally don't even know what to say. He is a huge loss to all of us. A huge loss. And Jamie, one of the reasons why I really respected Jamie was that he did a lot for other people. He did a lot for other people. He posted on so many subjects, and he did the deep dive in terms of his research. And it is a real shock. And I'm going to disclose some information that I received from a subscriber whom I'd like to thank for keeping me posted. And I didn't know. And I have to wonder how many people knew. But periodically today, I have put in the YouTube search bar in Google, trying to find some videos. You know, when people die, people post videos. I have found nothing nothing on A Plain Truth. And he, if you don't know, A Plain Truth, God, 10 years ago, he had so many subscribers, in the hundreds of thousands. And he was taken down. And all of his A Plain Truth, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on, he just kept going. He'd be taken down, he kept going. He didn't stop. Because the truth meant something to him. And for sure, he wanted to see change. So, I was even looking for, I know that he had A Plain Truth 14, 15, 16. Has 14 and 15 are they, I couldn't find them. On A Plain Truth 16, the last video was 6 months ago. And from the information that I received from a subscriber earlier this afternoon, I understand. I think it's hard for me to believe that A Plain Truth, Jamie, is gone. The impact of Jamie dying versus all the others has been so significantly different, and I have to figure out what the hell is going on with me. I don't think it's that I've just, become so hardened to death, because this is what the planet is now. It's just a death planet. We're just watching people die left and right. People getting tortured, people suffering. And it's hard for me to believe that this is what we are living, but it is what we are living. So one area of his research that I really learned a lot from Jamie was the Jesuits. Oh, so many. It's the Jews, it's Israel, it's the Jesuits. And so many people think, it's that the group of people that you can't criticize, the Jesuits have put them out front. The Jesuits use the Jews. And all of those who are psychopathic and Zionists and everything, they're fine with it. It's interesting because forget about the group that you can't, or the people that you can't criticize. How about the people that never enter your brain cells? How about the people that are just not even on your radar? The Jesuits. So few talk about the Jesuits and the power that they have on all of the other groups that they push forward to do their fucking evil shit business. Jamie Lee. So he was interviewed on RT, and here they're talking about fracking in Mendocino County in California. And I look at this picture and I think to myself, it can't be. We knew Mike Morales had cancer. We knew Rosa Corey had cancer. Jeff C. was a real shock. There have been shocks along the way. But this was a real wow. And I honestly, I just don't think that I've processed it. I just listening to his. Here he is posting on Lahaina, okay? A Plain Truth 16. Lahaina.
Gosh, I just don't know where to begin. There's so much information coming. I do know where to begin, but it's just from 2 decades ago, nothing stopped them from continuing on their journey. And this image kind of captures it all. The last 2 decades, they're just increasing their attacks on all humans on Earth and taking over the lands, and they're reclaiming it and taking down the native heritage ancient lands as well, and using fake indigenous people to set the narrative, as I'll show you here in a minute. And the Red Double Cross is confiscating all donations, storing it away, and not distributing to local people who need it. FEMA's not helping. There are literally riots breaking out amongst people trying to supply their families.
I will post the link to A Plain Truth 16 on YouTube and Rumble. Okay, so this is the information that I got last night. The truth community lost another great one. It is with great sadness and a heavy heart that I announce the passing of my dear friend, fellow truther and brother in spirit, James W. Lee. This is from Anthony Hayward. Jamie was found dead in his home on his Santa Rosa ranch in Northern California a couple of days ago. Immediate family have been notified there was no immediate signs of foul play or suicide. Details and cause of death are still under investigation. I first came across Jamie's very first YouTube channel, A Plain Truth Information Info, back, aplantruth.info. That's right. Back in 2014. 10 years ago. He had 280,000 subscribers at that time. His account was deleted soon after that, but that didn't stop Jamie. He would just start a new one with the same name, yet numbered them, in which case YouTube would delete them as well. This went on for years until he created his last known channel, A Plain Truth 18. I didn't know he had 18. I read this very quickly and just in shock last night. His passion for sharing truth was relentless, and it was. Jamie did his best to make available to as many people as possible everything he discovered by using multiple social media platforms and creating his own website. Jamie authored approximately 18 books, with all of them covering controversial topics such as flat earth, vaccines, Tartaria, and geoengineering. He was and will always remain a major contributor of invaluable knowledge and information to the truth community. His books are still available and should be bought and saved. I am so grateful for you, Jamie. Your selfless heart and unwavering spirit will be missed. I love you, brother, for forever and a day. And, the thing that I really respected about Jamie is that he gave me quite a lot of support. He gave me shout outs. He reposted a lot of my videos. I reposted his videos. There was no ego crap involved. His books are available for free. The information was the most important thing for Jamie. This is a big loss, a huge loss of a good soul. And we sure do need an awful lot of good souls. Don't you think? I think so. And there were And I've said in videos, that when I was hit, when the flat earth stuff started, and I kept saying, I can't get into that. I don't have the brain power. The stroke did a number on my brain. So, I literally, whenever anybody would start talking to me with the evidence that they had that this is a flat earth, I couldn't my mind literally shut down. So I'd say stop, but I would also say I don't care. I don't care. Flat, round, I don't care. What I care about is what is happening right here, where we stand, and that's, but it didn't matter, to my disagreement, or it wasn't really a disagreement because I didn't have any evidence to disagree. I just couldn't go there. So, but there were so many people who left these horrible comments, posted videos, she still believes that the earth is round. I know that Jamie got into it with Dane Wigington. A whole lot of people got into it with Dane Wigington. I did. I'm still trying. I wish I had you here in real life. I'm still just trying to process this. I can't. But he reached out to me. He was just a good man. And yeah. This is his Rumble. I mean, loaded with videos, chock full of information on so many different topics. Touchless cyber torture. Target humanity. Full documentary, 3 hours. Slow kill from AI, 5G, geoengineering, everything. Here, COVID foods, grow your own, or else become AI. Grow your own food. There are some people that I've always wished that I had met, and Jamie was one of them.
Hey there, friends, family, and loved ones all. This is my screen shaver shot. And everybody says, oh, it's so beautiful. Notice these trees down here, maybe 60, 70 feet tall. And look at how massive this is. And that's what I want to get into today is the chemtrailing colored skies and what they mean. And no doubt many of you sky watchers have seen some of these sundogs and the auroras around them. But have you noticed the colors? The ones with all these different colors now appearing everywhere. What's going on here? Well, this is what they're doing. The barium, lithium, all these different toxins, cadmium, are being sprayed on us. And you can see like the fireworks, you can see what colors they are to identify what they're spraying us with. I mean, it's just happening everywhere now. And geoengineering is not, it's happening in places everywhere where we need to pay attention to what they're putting in the skies and why.
And for sure, I will post the link to his website, where I believe that you can get PDFs of his books. And yeah, I mean, the Jesuits, rulers of evil, stream oath of induction. I can't even read it. It's so disgusting. But yeah, Jesuits, rulers of evil, part one. It's not the Jews, it's the Jesuits. Chronology of 500-year Jesuit deception and flat earth. All right, how the Vatican created Islam. How many Jesuit presidents and how many Jesuits are in Congress. Trump, Ted Cruz, Illuminati, and Jesuits. Who really runs America? I mean, he talks about Jerry Brown. Jesuit-trained Governor Brown running climate change conference in Paris. So, a link to his YouTube channel. Which is also just filled with a whole lot of information. And when I saw this, I saw, okay, the last video was 6 months ago. But I was seeing videos posted by aplanetruth, and I included a lot of the videos in live streams. So see, it's not coming up. So if anybody has the link to other Plain Truth channels, please share the link with us. You can do that when when the live is over, and then it just posts automatically to the live section of my channel. And the CAFR reports, remember, I posted on it, he posted on it, a whole lot of people were posting on it. This is crucial information. It is so important for people to understand that the budget that politicians talk in local government, state government, federal government, the budget that they talk about is not the budget that you see. The real budget. This is the real budget.
Hi, welcome to another video from A Plain Truth, truth.info. And on this day, July 4th, 1776, where the United States of America has got all their red, white, and blue flags flying as they think it's patriotic as we, the people, and the United States citizens are celebrating their independence, where nothing could be further from the truth. So let's debunk all this a little more. We're the founding fathers, ordinary people, and then we'll get into taxation, and then we'll get into the CAFR reports where they hide all the excess money, steal it, skim it from the top, put it in offshore accounts to the tune of tens of trillions of dollars. So this is from a piece last 2 years ago, 2015. Scott Walker, governor who's running for president, tells the audience a story about his first visit to Independence Hall in Philadelphia, where the founding fathers, all 55, 56 of them, all white men, all rich landowners, were trying to set up the we the people country and, omit women, omit Native Americans, omit slaves, but it's we the people that own land. So Walker...
All right, I'm going to post the link to this video because it is very important. Just listening to his voice is kind of, it can't be true, but it's true. He also did, videos like I'm cloned. Yeah, the breadth of his knowledge was pretty intense. But here this guy is talking about how he's been cloned and his memory was erased. And all of this kind of stuff is actually taking place. And we don't know what we are already living. We don't know what we are already living. Can you imagine the coming days, weeks, months, and years? And he did love animals. Nothing like a border collie. Plain Truth 16. So this is hard. This I did not know. Not at all. Not at all. And I'm rather shocked about this. Okay. Anthony Hayward posted Jamie Lee's last email that he got. The last email I got from Jamie Lee. Dear family, friends, and loved ones all, I need to share what has happened and is still happening to me regarding the use of highly advanced technology to torture individuals. As I shared in my previous email, targeting and torturing individuals is growing exponentially. This was from 2012, and he links his Rumble videos. My individual attacks began several years ago when I released this 3-hour video. And I'm going to go back to the Rumble page, and it was this video. And I'm putting the link in the chat. I didn't know he was targeted. I didn't know. But apparently, he was very badly. Very harshly. So my individual attacks began several years ago when I released this 3-hour video. Then, last fall, I was told by our controllers not to release my book on, quote, AI, takeover of humanity's souls forever. Directly after I released it, I was attacked again. So he has a Plain Truth blog, .files.wordpress.com, and, well, you can go to the Plain Truth blog, and then you can put in the search bar for AI takeover of humanity's souls forever. My throat at the hypoid bone was blocked, where I could not eat and could barely swallow water for several weeks. I was bedridden and lost over 25 pounds. Finally, with the help of biomagnetism, I was able to swallow again and start eating and gained most of the weight back. I then got hit with other issues like feet swelling, hands becoming useless, cotton mouth all night when I tried to sleep, uncontrollable bowel movements, and much more. I am starting to build strength back very, very slowly, but I continue to be under attack, including voices in my head. I have been in a wheelchair, not for over 1.5 years, due to this. That killed my brother David and took my legs, as I write about in my book, Slow Kill. I knew nothing of this. It is difficult for me to just get into the wheelchair. I also need assistance just getting out of the bathtub, feeding myself, but luckily I have people here on the ranch to help me. Here is a partial list of what they have attacked me with. No appetite, food tastes bland, cotton mouth when I sleep, must drink water every hour, then pee, itching all over my body 24/7, low energy fatigue, hematoma on left elbow, foot swelling issues, voices in my head, cannot focus very long, frozen fingers. These are more issues they use on others. Memory erasure, fake memory replacement, hearing the voice of God, an example of the many potential false perceptions impacted on the targeted individual. Adherence to the cybernetic hive mind, as revealed by whistleblower such as ex-CIA engineer Robert Duncan, who had been a victim himself. Other political activists, brave whistleblowers, include the likes of Oxford University physicist Dr. Catherine Horton, former security specialist Brian Cofron, scientist Nick Begich, Sabrina Wallace, Dr. Daniel Leibowitz, and many, many more. Manipulation, alteration of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. The net effect can be anything the controllers desire. A targeted individual could feel like they're going mad. Frequency and resonance based. The technology is directed at the body tissue, making microchipping redundant as people can be controlled in this way wirelessly. The core of surveillance and remote control of the public is the human biofield, or aura. As we have heard from Sabrina Wallace and others, you don't need to be chipped. They're doing this already, wirelessly. The deep state and its agencies, corporations, actually use people as nodes on their networks, called Wide Body Area Network and Personal Area Network. They are routing their data through your tissue and have the ability via wireless remote control of your biofield to stop your ability to think, quell your free will, and induce complete behavioral modification. No need for a brain chip. Targeted individuals are those who the government, via the military and intelligence complex, or, there's an awful lot involved, all of these agencies, has picked out to harass, assault, and attack with advanced forms of invisible electronic weapons. 21st century mind control technology is incredibly advanced. We need to face the reality that military intelligence agencies worldwide can manipulate our thoughts, dreams, and emotions. These targeted individuals are being electronically stalked and harassed with directed energy weapons, also known as scalar weapons, electromagnetic weapons, and non-lethal weapons, which blast the victim's head with electromagnetic radiation. These assaults can insert voices into people's heads, which they mistake for their own thoughts, can induce severe negative emotions, depression, suicidality or suicidal ideation, and can even cause paralysis and death. Ex-CIA engineer Robert Duncan has done an outstanding job in coming forward and exposing the true state of current technology, much of which he knew about first-hand experience, since he was involved in constructing it. Duncan mentions all sorts of scary-sounding terms, such as voice of God, synthetic telepathy, and the cybernetic hive mind. NSA personnel can dial up any individual in the country on the Signals Intelligence EMF scanning network, and the NSA's computers will then pinpoint and track that person 24 hours a day. The NSA can pick out and track anyone in the U.S. NSA agents in remote offices can instantly identify, using remote neural monitoring or EEG heterodyning, any individual spotted in public who is in contact with surveillance subject. With special electromagnetic frequency equipment, NSA cryptologists, where did that go? NSA cryptologists can remotely read evoked potentials from EEGs. These can be decoded into a person's brain states and thoughts. The subject is then perfectly monitored from a distance. NSA personnel can dial up any individual in the country on the Signals Intelligence EMF scanning network, and the NSA's computers will then pinpoint and track that person 24 hours a day. The reason I'm sharing with you this is it's going to happen to all of humanity. I'm just a lab rat right now for their beta testing before the big rollout. The New World Order is targeting your DNA and biofield. So who knew this? What the fuck is wrong, man? One of these days, Kafka Winston World is going to surprise us with a laugh. Gotta find humor in these hard times. What the fuck? Something wrong with an awful lot of awake people. The fuck? Paradise Lost. Interview. From aplanetruth info. Remember .info? I forgot about it until I saw. I'll post this. Because he imparts a lot of very good information. Yeah. And here are the COVID foods that they're injecting. Well, guess what? This was years ago. So, do you know whether or not that, in your lettuce or bananas or whatever it is that you're eating, do you even know what you're eating? Do you know if you have been actually V'd by these fabulous foods that they're putting on the market for you to consume? T. Snowy, do a little thinking. Do a little thinking about trying to cheer someone up who's talking about a great loss to the entire community. Think about putting in your little stupid jokes at a time when I'm talking about someone we have just lost. Wow, man. No, Snowy, get run off. God, I have no more patience for the shit in this community. U.S. Navy medic shut down for releasing unclassified Department of Defense data showing a 937% increase in heart failure among these people. Among these people. (937% increase in heart failure, 152% increase in cardiomyopathy, 69% increase in ischemic heart disease, 36% increase in hypertensive disease, 36% increase in hypertensive. Well, that's just a double of that, but 63% increase in other forms of heart disease. Got so much going on. So many people dying, so many people suffering. And then, yeah, Cecilia, you're absolutely right. It's the American way. Disregard real emotion and just move on. It's madness, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Be nice. Be nice. I'm going to play this video, but I can't go here right now. This was up last night, and I got off very quickly hearing the news about Jamie. But this woman is such an inspiration. And I didn't even want to play it because I know that there are people in the chat that would leave absolutely horrible comments because they're mean and immature.
I posted a short video clip and one photo with my aunt and my sister. And I posted it on Saturday, and I hadn't looked at it until today, looked at the comments. And when I looked today, I saw that there was 13,000, whatever, and a whole bunch of comments. And so I looked, and the comments were bad. The comments were very bad. And they were calling me a demon and just really horrible things. And this isn't something that's new. I'm used to this. And normally I'd do a post about it or something. And, I'm very conscious of whenever I post anything that I want it to sort of be the goal is always to have a positive takeaway from it. So I'd show the problem and, hopefully give some advice or just show a way to like have a positive spin on things. But I got nothing this time. I don't have a positive takeaway from this. All I have is an ask. And it's just to not, just don't be so mean. Like, not just to me, but like, just don't. Don't. The things that are being said are just so awful. And I'm a person, and I look different, and I own it, and I'm proud of it, but like, when you see horrible things said about you over and over and over, it really sucks, and it gets to a point where it just like hurts, you know? So, just please don't. Please don't. It sucks. It hurts. Just be nice. Please. Just be nice. Even though we're online, just be nice. Anyway, that's all I got.
Yeah, be nice. This woman was born with, she was born 2 pounds and some odd ounces. And the medical condition she has is that she cannot gain weight. But she's such an inspiration. You know, you can listen to her story by clicking on this link. She's done TED Talks. Yeah. What happened to Jamie? What happened to Jamie? Was he taken out? Was he taken out? Listen to her story. She doesn't have a hard life. She has an incredibly loving, supportive family and friends. Listen to her story. And she is beautiful. When you listen to that, this woman, wow. She is beautiful. Oh, I understand how people can be mean to her. First of all, post videos on YouTube, and you'll get it. There's a lot of crappy people out there. A whole lot. And they don't give a shit about anyone, and they'll post these incredibly mean comments, or they post videos ripping you to shreds. And if you don't have, the people that will actually build you up after you've been brought down, they can do a number on you. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Bobby. They will tear you down just so that they can feel better about themselves. What a horrible way to live. What a horrible thing to do. If that's the only thing that you have to make you feel better about yourself. Tear down, gossip, about other people in a negative light. And there's so many people who do that. They cause such the wake that they leave behind, that they never clear up. Demons do love to kick you when you're down. A whole lot of people love to kick you when you're down. I too am devastated about Jamie. And I honestly feel like I just don't know how to process that he's gone. I hear his voice, and I'm like, no, this can't be. How can I process all of what he went through without ever mentioning it? Wow. Thank you, a blackbird. This is one of the reasons why we're living in hell. You know, it's not just the evil who have power over us and who are literally taking life and just flipping it on its head, but all of the people who suck in this world, who are absolutely horrible. But they walk around thinking their shit don't stink. They will never take a look at themselves to clear up all of the shit that stinks. I don't understand. Neither have I, Cecilia. I haven't understood why people need to gossip and insult and scapegoat other people just to feel better about themselves, or humanity was far gone before the powers that be took it and squashed it. And so, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky. Tornadoes. People have died. A whole lot of destruction. So I showed the radar of the supercells going through these states. You really, I think people need to bookmark radar. When you see these supercells coming your way, the red, okay, that very often we see just, oh, it's like magic. Instantly, the instant creation of a supercell, watch that supercell, because it portends an awful lot of destruction. And I have to wonder if any subscribers were affected by these tornadoes. Brandy Vaughn was another one. All right, so yeah, bad.
The sirens go off, and then my husband goes, let's get in the laundry room. So me and my husband and my 12-year-old daughter Lucille and the dog and the cat, we got in the laundry room, and a couple flashes of light, and then we just heard everything just pepper against the house. And my husband looked out and he goes, I just saw the garage blow away.
You lost power, Ray Clay. What do you mean, can I like the radar site? I don't... Do you mean link? You've got to mean link. But yes, I can. I thought I put it in. Here it is. Horrible.
We'll check back in with you. Emergency agencies are on the ground in full force right now. State Police, Homeland Security, Task Force One, Red Cross, all of these agencies working together to help any way they can.
Yeah, so many people because there's so much damage to get through. So let's get out to our Rich Nye. And Rich, these communities actually asking people from other cities to stay away right now and let the pros do what they do best, right?
And all those pros are here in Winchester. Right now, we're seeing power crews busy at work getting those utility poles put back up. And we're told that they hope to have everyone in Winchester back on with power by tonight, by 10 o'clock tonight. Behind me, you see this strip mall. This is part of a big retail area as you come into Winchester on US Highway 27 on the southeast side of Winchester. You come to this retail area with a Walmart and this strip mall. Almost all the stores there are completely destroyed, the roof torn off that strip mall. But what you've probably heard the most about this Winchester storm is the Taco Bell. And that's right here. That used to be a Taco Bell. And there were people there last night working and eating and getting their food. They got into the freezer, the cooler, that is, for protection when that storm hit last night. Andrew Day was one of those people who was working at the Taco Bell, and he tells us his experience going through that storm.
I went in to walk in and then turned around and grabbed the door like this, and then you could feel the building start shaking, and it just, that door right there, that walk-in door, blew me back about 15 feet into those racks, and you just had to hold on from there. Picked us up, slammed us down. It was pretty wild. Looking at it now, I'm looking back, I keep replaying it in my mind. It's like, wow.
Our heart goes out to all the families that are trying to put things back together, and certainly for those who have been injured and those who have died.
Last night's storms causing devastation in parts of Ohio. These are aerial pictures from north of Dayton, where we know at least 3 people were killed when a tornado barreled through a trailer park. The National Weather Service confirming not too long ago that is a EF2 that hit. You can see there really isn't much left behind. Well, thanks for joining us here at 4. I'm Dan Cummins.
And I'm Tatiana Cash. No, earlier I was near Bluffton.
Yeah, so take a look behind us here. There's crews out here starting to tear down what's left behind. You can see there are power lines in the area. Of course, that's always of concern. There's also scattered tree debris, other items that have been blown around, and there are buildings, homes, and businesses that have been ravaged by the storm systems that have moved through the area. No reports of people who were either killed or found missing or were missing in this community, but there are certainly people who went through harrowing experiences. We spoke with a woman who says her almost 80-year-old mother was in her home when the storm passed overhead. Here's what she shared with us.
I am just devastated, and I think, how in the world could things happen so fast? But we got to trust God, because He's in control no matter what.
If God is in control no matter what, then God brought about these tornadoes for you. I will never understand that kind of thinking.
Heard it coming, like they say, it sounded like freight trains, several of them.
We just heard everything just pepper against the house, and my husband looked out and he goes, I just saw the garage blow away.
Now at 4, devastation in parts of Ohio after strong storms spawned tornadoes that left a path of death and destruction for so many people in our state. Good evening. Thank you for being here with us. I'm Katie Houston. And as you can see, some of that damage behind me, the hardest hit areas so far seem to be in Logan and Richland counties. 3 people confirmed dead in Logan County from the storms. The damage in the popular Indian Lake community is extensive. Governor DeWine just toured that area where he says there's a lot of damage. And just moments ago, the governor also thanked the first responders and paid tribute to the people there.
I'm always amazed at the resilience of the people of the state of Ohio. I had the chance to talk.
Fucking sellout is what he is.
How much more from Logan County throughout the evening right here on News 5. Our Tessa DeTiro is out there for you. But first, let's turn now to Richland County. That's where Bob Jones spent the day talking with the people there as they're cleaning up.
The damage to this home and this property is extensive. As you can see, there is a giant hole in the roof. The family is safe, but they are unable to live in the home. Right over this way, you can see the tornado was so powerful, it flipped a car over. Next to that, trees are twisted and toppled. A barn was destroyed. It was a very scary night, as a neighbor who lives down the street described to us.
It was scary. I mean, it happened just like that. They say when a tornado, well, if you hear it, it's too late.
John Stevens is counting his blessings. Outside of his home, a utility pole was snapped. Trees are down. A metal from a barn a half a mile away landed in his yard. He heard the terrifying sounds of the tornado last night in Plymouth Township and rushed to the basement with his wife and grandson.
It was scary, really. I mean, it's just really loud. I mean, they said it sounds like a freight train, but I just heard a real loud roar coming across there. I knew it was, something. I figured tornado as soon as I heard it.
The EF2 tornado reached speeds of 120 miles per hour, had a maximum width of 250 yards, and had about a 10-mile path, according to the National Weather Service. 3 homes, all on West Road, had tornado damage, but emergency officials say no one was injured. John has a little bit of siding damage and some roof damage, but he feels lucky his family is okay.
We lucked out. I mean, I think if it would have went straight through like I heard it coming, it probably would have plowed the house. The tornado must not have been wide enough, I guess. I don't know.
My God. I just want to interrupt and say, Karen Carpenter, I have said in several videos that I objected to this use of calling people Karen that wasn't their name, just based on the behavior. So I got your back on that. I got your back. But yeah, I didn't understand why it was suddenly Karen. And to all of the Karens out there, that's a real slap in the face. All right, let's get back to these storms. So it was Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky that got hit hard. But Missouri also got hit. But the 3 main states, all right. The number of homes, do you expect people in these areas to recover from this? What the hell is going to happen to them? Yeah, the tornado sirens. I just... I honestly, you want to talk trauma, can you imagine though? Can you put yourself in the shoes of the owners of these homes? They're having dinner, everything's fine, they might sit down, watch the tube, whatever it is that they do in their home, and boom, their home's gone. Can you imagine what that might feel like? Talk about a holy shit moment. Whoa.
From the heartland to the Midwest, millions tore through the region. Overnight in
Forgot to mention Arkansas.
Central Ohio, authorities say at least 2 people died in Lakeview when suspected twisters sliced through.
Our laundromat is gone. The old plastics building is just completely demolished. Downtown, it's bad.
In Logan County, Ohio, daylight revealing the damage. Homes lifted from their foundation. And over in Winchester, Indiana, several buildings ripped apart. This one nearly unrecognizable. The metal siding wrapped around trees.
I heard what sounded like a train, and then I started hearing sirens and things like that. And then my wife had got a text from a friend that she lives in Indy and her parents live down the road and their house was gone.
In Selma, Indiana, authorities there say up to half of structures suffered some sort of damage.
This is the first time anything like this that I can recall has happened in the town of Selma. There's been some that have been close, but never that's impacted the actual town itself.
And out west, the heavy snow piling on. ABC's Mola Lange in Golden, Colorado, just 15 miles west of Denver.
It got slammed with about a foot of snow, as you can see it piling up on the ground, burying cars. But believe it or not, there is a car underneath here.
The whiteout conditions slamming the mile-high city with about 10 inches of snow and creating a mess on area roads.
And that weather just wreaking havoc on travel. We're talking more than 800 flights in and out of Denver canceled yesterday. And that system now moving out, but thousands without power. Several schools in the area remain closed.
My God, yeah. And it's all brought to you by the powers that be. It's all deliberate. All of this destruction. It ain't Mother Nature. It is brought to you by the weather terrorists. And who controls the weather controls the world. We had presidents who said that. Johnson said that. Back in the 60s. Why is it so hard for people to even consider that this is what is taking place?
Breaking news right now at 11:30, a roadway in South Jersey just destroyed by flooding. Skyforce 10 over this section of Mullica Hill, Gloucester County. Officials here say that a pipe got clogged, then it backed up into a nearby stream, and the force of all of that water just blew out that section of Swamp Road. NBC 10's Siobhan McGurl live in Mullica Hill right now. Siobhan, what are the people saying out there? I mean, this is just a huge crater.
Hey, Lucy, we just got an update from officials. They say when this happened earlier this morning, they believe about 50,000 gallons of water rushed downstream. We actually just spoke with someone who lives nearby. She heard the sound this morning, was wondering what was happening, looked out her window, saw the water, could hear that roaring. Hours later, here we are on Mill Road. It is still an active scene. There was some flooding. That's why the crews are out here now. They're cleaning up some of that water. Most of that's receded. And now crews are doing some downstream assessments. We want to take you, though, to that crater, 50 feet hole. We have our chopper flying overhead right now. That is Swamp Road. That is where this all happened earlier this morning.
Flooding, clogged pipe. Takes out a road, okay. All right. Massive Studio City home burns down. Studio City in California. I didn't even watch this, so let's watch a little bit together.
We begin with this breaking news. Arson investigators are on the scene of a house fire in Studio City. Flames erupted around 4 o'clock this morning along North Oakdale Lane near Laurel Canyon Boulevard. LA City firefighters say the fire started in the back of this two-story home. It spread to the attic. The roof collapsed. One neighbor describes what she saw.
I heard loud noises, boom, 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 like glasses all over. I just opened my eyes and this is the window. I saw the fire. one of the challenges that we have with a fire like this is that there's a very long driveway. So initially, upon arriving at scene, it may just be a smoke in the area when somebody calls 911. So we have to locate the fire before we can start doing an attack on it.
One fire.
It's a problem with a long driveway? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm sorry, I'm cursing. I'm upset. I'm upset about my life. I'm upset about Jamie. I'm upset about our life. I'm upset. Okay. So, a long driveway. I've been listening. When you have these fires, especially, you listen to what the fire chiefs are saying. And I have to wonder if they're saying this because they don't want people in these magnificent homes. They don't want people with long driveways. You know, those kinds of homes are just unsustainable. And I've heard throughout the years these fire chiefs say things like, well, it was very difficult to get access, you know, to people who live in rural areas. Oh, really? Well, it wasn't such a problem years ago, but suddenly now it's a problem. But why are so many homes? What did this woman say? I heard a boom, 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 boom. Is it the lithium that is creating these massive fires? Remember homes that used to burn? Well, fire engine coming up, got the hose out, and they put them out. Not anymore. They go on and on and on. What's that about? Well, the lithium, that's the latest and greatest ingredient that is causing an awful lot of these fires to just continue and continue. But it does seem that an awful lot of these homes, the entire thing gets burnt to the ground. Radio wave frequencies can indeed modify the weather. This was a recent Dutch Sense video. The link is in the chat. I'm just going to play a few minutes of it. It was posted a day ago. A day ago with only 30,000 views. Something's wrong here. Dutch has over 500,000 subscribers. Really? 30 million? 30,000? No, that doesn't make any sense.
Hello, everybody. It's 9:39 a.m. Central Time on the 14th of March, 2024. And I've got you on here. I'm going to be making this a quick video, show you the proof that the U.S. government says that radio waves can modify the weather. This is something that was debated for years and was said to be impossible by all the skeptics in the world who said that radio waves, electromagnetic radiation in particular, could not modify the weather. So, I'm going to show you what I found. A website that was put together by NOAA during lockdown. And now it's already been put into NOAA Library Archives. But it was created during lockdown, like 2020, 21, and they created a weather modification portal on the NOAA site for all the companies who currently and in the past have done weather modification projects across the country. These are the private companies that are required to report by law. They have to report. The private companies do. Guess who is exempt? Well, of course, the federal government, who run all the radar stations and all the frequencies from the FCC for transmission of high power anything over the airwaves. But I'd like to draw your attention to number 8 on the list. There it is. Using lasers or other sources of electromagnetic radiation. If you're a private company doing it, and of course private companies have to get permission from the government, who uses the towers like the NEXRADs and the microwave towers across the country. So what's electromagnetic radiation? Well, radio waves are a type of electromagnetic radiation with the lowest frequencies and the longest wavelengths in the electromagnetic spectrum. They have frequencies ranging from 3 kilohertz up to 300 gigahertz. Wavelengths from millimeter waves, which we all know about with 5G, up to 100 kilometers long, which is VHF, really high-frequency microwave. All right, long story short, electromagnetic radiation is radio waves. And number 8 on the list that has to be reported by private companies. But guess who runs the electromagnetic radiation spectrum in the country? The federal. And any big frequency projects are going to be done not by private companies. So the private companies are doing the other things that are on the list, including cloud seeding and all those other wonderful things that we know about. Now, if you don't know about the quote-unquote spraying that's being done, you might not know about this. Let me take you over and just show you. I've got a playlist here over on my channel where we sent reporters to the weather modification conferences that the weather modification companies hold with NOAA and the National Weather Service. We recorded. I did Freedom of Information access request on the U.S. Navy Research Laboratories on HAARP and got the plasma information on generating plasma balls in the atmosphere that are superheated. We've got the National Weather Service on record. We got into a conference and got a face-to-face with the director of the National Weather Service and the director of the Storm Prediction Center, where they denied weather modification is currently taking place. And our reporter had just been to the current results from Idaho, where they were enhancing snowpack and all that other good stuff for water enhancement up in the Northwest. And our reporter had just gone to the conferences where NOAA was giving the presentations. And then the directors saying that it's not happening. They gave you 1970s examples, and you can tell they're lying when they're talking on camera. So this is just something that I just had to show you. In case you didn't know, Europe has built 5 different new HAARP-type arrays. It's working in VHF, very high frequency, like FM, frequency modulated, like 200 FM plus. If your car radio could go up to 200 FM, you might even be able to hear it. It would just sound like a bunch of static and fizzing sounds and tweaking and chirping on the radio. But 5 new arrays called EISCAT, E-I-S-C-A-T 3D. So, all right, if you guys want to get up to speed, I'll put the playlist down below. You can go watch it. Again,
I'll post the link again. There you go. Yes, man is controlling weather. Oh, what a horror. I can't even think about that. What the hell happened at this this tennis tournament match? Bees? What? Swarms of bees suspended this tennis match.
Yeah, loads of little bees are these that are circling ahead. Gee, how many there are.
Gentlemen, we are surrounded with bees here. They pause for a while. Please come in. It's muy peligroso. Vamos. Play cannot continue. Please pause for a while here now.
Gee.
Yeah, I think Mohammed said there were bees, didn't he?
Yeah, it's horrendous.
You don't want to get stung in the face by one of those. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen this before.
No. Thousands of them.
I wonder if it's all the rain that we've had. It's coming into spring, instigating a hatch.
Yeah. Guessing they've come from...
It's rain, and it's just coming into spring, and that's just typical. No! No. Were they dropped there? I have noticed that bees, especially the wasps, are far more aggressive lately than I've ever known them to be. But look at this.
The nest, have they, Robbie?
See what you did there. Very.
They are.
Lovely. So I guess it's the bird and the bees. As our director said, he's on top of things today.
He really is.
Coming to the tail end of the tournament.
Well, Mohammed is back.
So we're hopefully going to escort all these bees out with our bird camp.
Yeah.
Pretty freaky. So, listen to this. Pfizer's largest manufacturing plant in Kalamazoo, Michigan, dumped more than 1,000 gallons of a dangerous toxic chemical at the plant, causing city officials to shut down river access. Pfizer notified the city of Kalamazoo after it released more than 1,000 gallons of this toxic chemical and a known carcinogen called methylene chloride at their manufacturing plant on Portage Road. Now, the Kalamazoo Water Reclamation Plant is testing its wastewater for this chloride spilled into the sanitary sewer system by Pfizer this week. Results are not expected until tomorrow. And will they get fined? Corporate, it's been a corporate globalist takeover. And the migrant issue.
The Haitian man who was living at a Massachusetts migrant hotel is behind bars, charged with raping a 15-year-old girl. There he is.
The suspect is being held without bail after pleading not guilty in court yesterday.
Griff Jenkins is live in Washington with some brand new information about this case, and it is stunning. Griff?
Yeah, it is concerning. Good morning, guys. And it's concerning for a new reason. Now, per multiple DHSI sources, Fox has learned that this Haitian man, will show you again, 26-year-old Corey Alvarez, was arrested and charged with raping a 15-year-old disabled girl at a migrant hotel in Massachusetts.
Fabulous, huh? Open those borders.
Bro, this is fucking ridiculous. They still got illegals here at the fucking airport in Boston. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Look at all these fucking people just camped out here. It's ridiculous. Bro, this is fucking ridiculous.
So they take over the hotels. They've taken over recreation centers. They're taking over, and still there's an overflow, and people claim that this is just like it's always been. Really? And this is amazing. Tyson Foods laying off American workers and replacing them with asylum seekers.
Perry, Iowa is one of the great American suburbs. Quaint shops on the main boulevard, local produce sections at the grocery store, and pristine parks sprinkled throughout the town. It reached a golden era in the 60s and 70s when Tyson Foods opened up its pork factory and revolutionized the town's economy. It's a relatively small town with strong values and a very close-knit community.
I just think it's a friendly community, and if you are willing to put out a little effort, I think everyone makes you feel welcome.
Would you consider Perry a good place to grow?
Definitely. I am really pro Perry.
I like the small town atmosphere. You get to know people. You walk down the street, they say hi to you. If you need help, you know who you can turn to, that kind of thing.
But Perry, Iowa is about to change drastically, and not for the better. This week, Tyson Foods announced that it will be permanently closing its pork factory in Perry, killing around 1,200 jobs in a town of just 8,000 people. So as Perry residents struggle to cope with mass layoffs, Tyson Foods has its eyes on a different class of workers. The company is now offering new jobs to asylum seekers in other states like New York. Bloomberg says Tyson's tracking migrants in a massive database. They scroll through the data like Facebook. You see a worker you like? Tap, hire. They even had a job fair.
So you were at a Tyson fair in New York City not so long ago where Tyson was basically making this pitch. What did you observe when you went there?
They created a database for these new asylum seekers in New York City. So these people would come in, they'd learn a little bit about the company, and for the most part, Tyson had already gone through their various details of their application. And so many of them, 17 the day I was there, and then another 70 a couple weeks later, went off to Tennessee to go start their new jobs as Tyson production workers.
Oh, and the jobs come with perks, not just health insurance. Tyson's also offering lawyers to its illegal alien workers and time off to attend immigration hearings. In 2034, of course, they're firing Americans and offering perks to illegals. This was the Democrat plan all along.
Well, first of all, let's just say we are a nation of immigrants. 460,000 open jobs today. Wow. I have 5,000 farm jobs that I need filled so we can plant the crops.
Vegetables would rot in the ground if they weren't being picked by many immigrants, many illegal immigrants.
You see.
But they don't tell you that robots are picking a lot of those vegetables today.
Even in Florida, some of the farmers and the growers saying, why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops.
We reached out to Tyson for comment, and they said they have a very diverse set of employees, and they're proud of it. Ohio Senator and author of Hillbilly Elegy, J.D. Vance, joins us now. I didn't think it was legal, Senator.
I know, I had no sound. I can't believe it. It doesn't matter. Despite all the benefits of illegal immigrants, New York manufacturing sector is a stagflationary shit show. So, You just heard from the governor of New York. We have 5,000 jobs in farming. We need those migrants. They lie through their teeth. You'd love to think that maybe people were getting it, but no, they don't. Illegal immigrants leave U.S. hospitals with billions in unpaid bills. Many people feel that if it's not right at their door and they're not being mugged or raped or broken into, they're not a victim of any kind of crime, that they're still living in their comfortable bubble. You're not. Actually, the illegal migrants are bringing down our medical system. Now, we have a shit medical system, that's understood. But there's an awful lot of people who actually do need help, get help, and they're not getting it now. Because illegal migrants are really the first to be seen in emergency rooms. So, if we didn't have any other problems, we just had this one problem with these migrants coming across the border, that's enough to destroy us. That's enough. And here, intelligence sources say that the U.S. Coast Guard has been ordered to follow illegal Haitian migrants to the coast and allow them to enter America through southern Florida. And here's another one. A twice deported illegal working as a teacher in Maryland just arrested and charged with sexually abusing multiple minors. One of the victims was 6 years old. Twice deported, and he's a teacher. Gotta wonder what the hell we're doing here. Never forget that over 100,000 children have gone missing from the southern border.
Children, little kid clothing, little girl clothing, little boy clothing, little girl clothing, little girl shoes, little girl sandals, another woman's sandals, little boy jacket, little girl tennis shoes, little girl hat, little girl jacket, little girl undies, baby blankets, baby blankets, baby blankets, baby jackets, pacifiers, baby bottles, baby bottles. This was a child encampment, guys, where they were keeping the babies. There's the disposable gloves, latex gloves. This is a child encampment. This is child trafficking, and your government is complicit. And they know about this, guys. They have security guards taking care of the electric plant that is right behind us, and they've known about this. Even before we were tipped off by Mike to come out here, they've known about this. They are complicit, and they should be facing some kind of criminal penalty for allowing this to continue, especially for every child that was put in these situations. God knows where these kids ended up, guys. Trafficking children, little...
What I was saying before when I didn't have my mic on was I read a comment that you have to wonder why you're exposing all of this. You know, you're just making yourself a target. That's my paraphrase, because it's dangerous. I don't care what they do to me. I can't. That's not anything that I can control. The only thing that I can control is what I do. There's not much more except taking me out at this point that they could do to destroy my life, because it's been thoroughly destroyed. But I have to follow my conscience. I can't just not just sit around and what? You know, entertain myself. I can't do it. A whole lot can. Well, you know, I think eventually we pay the piper, don't we? We're paying it. Collectively, you know, we're paying it. Because a whole lot don't do anything. We didn't have to. We didn't have to be on this road. We didn't have to get to where we are. Things definitely could have been changed, you know, but when you don't care and you're just, you know, pursuing your own, oh, I have the right to pursue my happiness, and nobody says don't be happy, but my God, if you don't care and you're deceiving yourself by thinking you do, watch what you do, because that's how you know you're deceiving yourself. What do you do during the day? How do you operate in life? So, and you can tell what people care about by watching how they live their life, what they do. And a whole lot of Americans only care about money. A whole lot of Americans only care about their own little life, which renders our life collectively meaningless, and that's what pisses me off. Southern American gangs, or South American gangs, target mansions in Baltimore as Biden's border crisis spreads chaos and violence and crime. Yeah, they're all over. Organized crime gangs are all over. Not just from Chile, but from Venezuela, from an awful lot of countries. United Airlines, Boeing 737, was forced to execute an emergency landing after a panel fell off mid-flight. Another Boeing incident. Another Boeing incident. It was flight 43333. It had to divert from its destination and make a forced emergency landing at Medford Airport in Medford, Oregon, after losing a panel mid-flight. Wow. Something's going on with Boeing. And, listen to this, the whistleblower, who apparently shot himself in his car, or in his truck, really? No.
But aren't you scared? And he said, and his voice and the way he would talk, no, I ain't scared. He said, but if anything happens to me, it's not suicide. You know, I know that he did not commit suicide. There's no way. He loved life too much. He loved his family too much. He loved his brothers too much to put them through what they're going through right now.
And he basically told you not to believe it.
But aren't you scared? And he said, and
so, Boeing whistleblower John Barnett made powerful enemies before his death, as workers skeptical he killed himself. The whistleblower found dead in his pickup truck in Charleston, South Carolina, hotel parking lot on March 9, the same morning he was due to conclude private testimony in a lawsuit against the jet company where he had worked for most of his career. He was the whistleblower who was talking about how shoddy is the work being done at the Boeing factory. And I also included in the live last night about the employees, there was a video and audio of, and Al Jazeera actually did this, asking employees if they would fly on these planes that they're actually building. 10 out of 15 said no. Is this intentional? I frankly think it is. Because suddenly with United and Boeing having all of these incidents, panel comes flying off, one, well, I don't know if that was a Boeing taking a nosedive. There's way too many incidences to think that, well, these are just accidents that occur. No, I'm sorry. Something else is going on. And they don't want people flying. And this is a great way to scare the shit out of people, and I am flying. West Point ditches duty, honor, country. From their mission statement, West Point, the United States Military Academy, West Point, has removed the words duty, honor, country from its mission statement. A move approved by the Secretary of the Army, Christine Wormuth, and Army Chief of Staff, Randy George. Wow. What words? How do you remove that from your mission statement? Previous mission statement read, to educate, train, and inspire the Corps of Cadets so that each graduate is a commissioned leader of character, committed to the values of duty, honor, country, and prepared for a career of professional excellence and service in the nation as an officer in the United States Army. Their new mission statement reads, to build, educate, train, and inspire the Corps of Cadets to be commissioned leaders of character, committed to the Army values, and ready for a lifetime of professional excellence and service to the Army and nation. Wow. That seems pretty obvious to me. Because when you ask an American, what values do Americans have? Try it. They can't think of any. But when the mission statement says duty, honor, country, but honor, that at least might inspire some critical thinking about what does it mean to be of honorable character. Now we know an awful lot don't have it, but removing those words, that's pretty telling of what is going on in our country. They are literally destroying every institution, and they're doing it in a very degrading manner. And here, this still goes on.
Men who identify as women, because I don't use gendered language at all, well, these men are actually stealing the seats from other women. In 2023 in the United States, the best female cyclist is a man. The best female runner is a man. The best female swimmer is a man. And the woman of the year? A man. Tampax, Nike, Maybelline, they all used men to promote female products.
How difficult is it to accept this? Well, you can't accept this nonsense.
I can't. It's nonsense. And many women like me, and also men, are opposing this nonsense. the Labour Party doesn't know still, but he will see that we are fighting back. We will fight back in the streets, in the toilets, in the single-sex spaces. We will not let this
Sounds like Churchill.
win.
Sounds like a Churchill speech, that does.
Never.
Peter.
And it's not compatible with a kind, generous, compassionate society.
There's a firm shake of the head here.
Yes,
Paula.
this is an excuse. This is a way to silence women. They used to burn us to the stake. Now they try to cancel us on social media. They try to silence us using this be kind tactic. You know what, Lee? I'm very kind and I'm very compassionate. And that's why I care for these children who are castrated. I care for these children who have their breasts mutilated, okay? Healthy breast. And they're sterilized in the name of an ideology that will never affected children and young adults ever in history. When they tell you that there were many trans people in history, they're lying to you. You know what was affecting this, who was affecting this ideology? Only few old men. And they were called transvestites. That's it. It's only because of pornography online and social media that now in the Western countries we have this social contagion. And we have to address it before it will destroy our society, our family values, and women's rights.
And she's absolutely right. You know, there was this video that I had that I lost, and let me see if I can find it. There's a woman in Alaska who got canceled at a Planet Fitness. I think that's what it's called. Because she questioned how a man could be in... Oh, here it is. So I'll just let you listen to it.
Good morning at 8 degrees below zero in Fairbanks, Alaska. Day 2 of Planet Fitness Saga. I came in Monday. There's a man in the women's locker room shaving. A little girl sitting in the corner. She could have been 12 years old. I don't know how old she was. In a towel. Kind of freaked out that there's a man shaving in her locker room. Well, I was offended. I took a picture of him and I asked him, why are you there? You're a man with a penis. Why are you in the women's locker room? And he justified by saying, I'm queer LGB. And I said, you shouldn't be in the women's locker room. Well, I left. And as I said this morning, I got canceled. Planet Fitness is defending the man in the women's locker room, the man with the penis, rather than the child sitting in the corner with a towel wrapped around her. So people, I just want you to know, this is weird. It's not good. It's rather disturbing. So I would like for you women to stand up and have a voice and stop these shenanigans. You have authority. Use your authority. I took that picture because I felt like I was in an unsafe space. And so I'm probably going to go report this to the police today, but I just want to tell Samantha and Joe that work there and own it, thank you so much for canceling my membership. You saved me the trip. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
I'm LGBTQ. I get a right to be here. I have a right. I have a right.
Good day. I just wanted to say I just came out of Planet Fitness, and there is a man shaving in a women's bathroom.
This is our world today. Do people need to speak out? Do people in that community need to go to Planet Fitness and demand that that not happen to a 12-year-old girl? Absolutely. Absolutely. All of the adults in Planet Fitness that are of right mind, do you need to walk out, cancel your membership, or threaten that you will? Absolutely. Will they? Probably not. Watch what people do. Doesn't matter what they say. Now, Fentanyl kills, it's in the weed. Marijuana laced, fentanyl laced marijuana. The link is in the chat. If any of you are buying Mary Jane, marijuana, weed, whatever you want to call it, you're not growing your own, but you're buying it from other people, and you might not know where they're getting it from. Be very careful, because people who are smoking are dying. So, Jamie Lee, thank you for all of what you have done for me and so many others. I'm still not really taking this in, that you are gone. Rest in peace, for sure. You really deserve it. You will be missed. And on that note, I say, live honestly, speak honestly, establish yourself as a trustworthy individual in your community, help those in need, extend yourself. Please don't wait to be asked, because asking for help in our country is a very difficult thing to do. Why? Because people shame you, and that has to stop. Bring your best self to life. Do the best that you can. Be safe. Make sure that awareness is activated so that you know what's happening in your surroundings. Thank you for showing up. Hope to see you tomorrow night. Good night and good luck. Ciao, guys.